Dubai is collapsing as the world's aviation capital, and almost nobody is paying attention.
In Dubai, say a drone incident near the international airport has damaged a fuel
about
tank.
Dubai International Airport being evacuated after being struck by a...
In just days, war in the Middle East shut down the busiest air routes on Earth, grounding giants, stranding tens of thousands, and exposing a brutal truth. The global flight map we trusted for decades is no longer safe. But while the world is focused on missiles and headlines, something far bigger is happening behind the scenes. A new global hub is rising, quietly, aggressively, and in a place no one expected. Not Dubai, not Doha, not even Europe. Ethiopia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Captain Andrew Helbig speaking.
Right now, a $12.5 billion mega airport is being built near Addis Ababa. Designed to handle over 100 million passengers a year and replace the Gulf as the world's crossroads. And after the chaos of 2026, this isn't just an ambitious idea anymore. It might be inevitable. Welcome back to Semonenya Spotlight. This is the story of how war broke the old system and how Ethiopia is positioning itself to take its place. The Iran war didn't just damage runways in Dubai and Doha. It shattered the Gulf's entire aviation empire in a single week. In late February 2026, U.S. and Israeli strikes triggered chaos. Dubai International Airport hit by drones. Hamad in Doha shuttered. Abu Dhabi grounded. Emirates, Qatar Airways, and Etihad suspended thousands of flights, some for weeks. Airspace across the Gulf slammed shut. Europe to Asia routes were forced onto narrow, risky corridors. Fuel costs exploded. Tens of thousands of transfer passengers, the lifeblood of these hubs, were left stranded, sleeping on airport floors while their connections vanished. What was once the smoothest turnpike on Earth became a war zone. Dubai, the busiest international airport on the planet, dropped to just 40 to 45% capacity during recovery. Long-term damage runs deeper. Higher operating costs, crew shortages, shaken passenger confidence. Travelers who once booked London-Bangkok or Sydney-Frankfurt via Dubai or Doha are now asking one simple question. Is there a safer, smarter crossroads? There is, and it sits in Ethiopia. The Bishoftu Bet, Africa's first true mega hub. While Gulf carriers lick their wounds, Ethiopian Airlines is quietly building the future. Just 40 kilometers south of Addis Ababa, in the town of Bishoftu, construction began on January 10, 2026, for Africa's first true mega hub, Bishoftu International Airport. The price tag? A staggering $12.5 billion. When Phase 1 opens in 2030, it will handle 60 million passengers a year, more than double the current strained capacity of Bole International Airport. Full build-out targets 110 million passengers, 4 runways from day one, parking for 270 aircraft, and vast cargo facilities that will eclipse today's Atlanta, the world's busiest airport for decades. This is not another vanity project. This is Ethiopia's declaration that the future of global aviation runs through Africa. Geography is destiny. Addis Ababa, and now Bishoftu, sits dead center between Europe and southern Africa. It's within easy reach of Asia to the east and South America to the west. The eastern tip of Africa is barely 1,000 miles from Qatar or the UAE, close enough for seamless connections, far enough to stay out of the crossfire. While Dubai was built to link east and west through the Middle East, Ethiopia's bet is bolder. The world's next growth story runs through Africa, home to 1.4 billion people now and projected to double by 2050. The continent's aviation market is the fastest growing on the planet, yet chronically underserved. Flying between African capitals still often means detouring via Europe or the now unstable Gulf. That ends with Bishoftu. Ethiopian Airlines, the machine that will power the shift. Ethiopian Airlines is already the machine that will power this shift. It carries more passengers than the next two largest African carriers combined. It serves over 145 destinations on 5 continents. Revenues hit record levels, $4.4 billion in the first half of the 2025/26 fiscal year alone, up 14% year-on-year. Its fleet is young, efficient, and profitable, even when others bleed red. During the pandemic, while rivals begged for bailouts, Ethiopian converted passenger jets to cargo haulers and kept flying vaccines across Africa. It has built a pan-African network with subsidiaries in Malawi, Zambia, Togo, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. No one else has tried this scale. The timing could not be more perfect. The Iran conflict exposed the fragility of the Gulf model. Emirates and Qatar built empires on flawless connections. London to Nairobi, Sydney to Johannesburg, Sao Paulo to Mumbai. Those routes still make sense, but now they can flow more logically through the Horn of Africa. Shorter Great Circle paths, lower risk, growing African demand as a natural feeder. With Middle East airspace closures forcing costly detours and higher fares, forward-thinking airlines and passengers will hunt for alternatives. Bishoftu positions Addis Ababa as the new Dubai of the South. Not just a departure point for Ethiopians, but a global transit machine where the world connects. Challenges on the road ahead. Of course, challenges remain. Ethiopia carries debt burdens and has faced political tensions. The new airport requires resettling thousands, and big infrastructure projects in the region have mixed records. Financing is ambitious. Ethiopian covers 30%, with the African Development Bank leading international loans, plus US and European interest under strict conditions. Delivery by 2030 is aggressive. Aviation timelines often slip. Yet the momentum is undeniable. Bole Airport is already bursting at the seams. Ethiopian is handling nearly 20 million passengers annually and growing fast. The current site will pivot to domestic flights once Bishoftu takes over international and transfer traffic. 4 runways from day one mean no bottlenecks. Massive cargo zones will turbocharge trade. Africa's declaration. The Iran war did not just disrupt flights, it rewrote the map of global aviation. For 25 years, the world transited through Dubai and Doha because geography and investment made it inevitable. Now that stability is gone, the vacuum is real. Africa's demographic explosion, combined with Ethiopia's proven track record, fills it perfectly. Imagine the new normal. A passenger from Europe to East Asia skips the Gulf entirely. Or a traveler from the U.S. East Coast to Johannesburg routes through Bishoftu instead of Doha. Or intra-African business flights that no longer detour thousands of miles. Connections tighten, costs drop, reliability rises. Ethiopian is not trying to copy Emirates. It is leapfrogging to become the hub the 21st century's fastest-growing region actually needs. The Gulf carriers will recover. Dubai will rebuild. But trust has been broken. Passengers remember the cancellations, the holding patterns under missile threats, the sudden fare surges. In contrast, Ethiopian kept flying through crises, stayed profitable, and is now building the infrastructure to match its ambition. The era of Dubai dominance is cracking. The age of the Ethiopia hub is beginning. Semeninya Spotlight will keep pulling the curtain. Hit subscribe. Don't let the mainstream media tell you what to think. See the facts. Feel the fire. We're out.